Hi there! There are numerous models for explaining human memory that we will be looking at in this course. Some of these include Atkinson-Shiffrin's MultiStore Model of Memory, Baddeley and Hitch's Model of Working Memory, and Craik and Lockhart's Level of Processing. In this video, we're looking at the former, Atkinson-Shiffrin's MultiStore Model of Memory. Atkinson-Shiffrin's model is called the MultiStore Model because it proposes that there are three distinct systems of memory: sensory memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. Although distinct systems, all three work together to form the basis of human memory. The MultiStore model looks a bit like this. It starts with sensory memory, so that is what we will look at first. Sensory memory includes what we see, hear, and feel. We call these subdivisions iconic memory, echoic memory, and haptic memory, respectively. The capacity of sensory memory is almost unlimited. That is, there are almost no limits on how much sensory information can be filtered into our sensory memory. The duration, though, is very short. The duration of sensory memory changes a little depending on which system of sensory memory you're talking about. Iconic memory has a duration of about 1/3 of a second, which is extremely short. This means that the sensory memories of what we see are only stored in sensory memory for 1/3 of a second. That explains why we perceive a moving image from a series of still shots in quick succession, such as in movies. Echoic memory has a longer duration of about 3 to 10 seconds. This explains why we can answer a question 5 or 6 seconds after we're asked. We can still remember that auditory information. And the duration of haptic memory is about 1 to 2 seconds, explaining why we may forget that we're wearing sunglasses or a hat after a short period of time. So that finishes sensory memory. There is only so much sensory information that we can pay attention to. If we do pay attention to it, it moves into short-term memory. But if we do not pay attention to sensory memory, it is simply filtered out of consciousness. It is lost from our memory stores. So that takes us to short-term memory. Unlike sensory memory, the capacity of short-term memory is not almost endless. Rather, its capacity tends to be roughly 7 plus or minus 2 items. That is 5 to 9 items. So if you asked 100 people to try to remember a long series of numbers, the majority would probably be able to remember the first 5 to 9 of them. And the duration of short-term memory is about 10 to 20 seconds. That's an important piece of information. A lot of people might think that short-term memory includes things such as, what did you have for breakfast? Or what did you do last week? But in reality, short-term memory's duration is only 10 to 20 seconds. Sometimes, though, we need to remember things for longer than 10 to 20 seconds. Or perhaps we need to remember more than 5 to 9 items. But that's okay. If we rehearse information in short-term memory well enough, it may be encoded into long-term memory. There are two types of rehearsal that can be used for this: maintenance rehearsal and elaborative rehearsal. But we will look at these in detail in the next video. We will also look at the phenomenon of chunking, which can be used to increase the capacity of short-term memory. But for now, let's focus on long-term memory. According to Atkinson-Shiffrin, long-term memory has both a virtually unlimited capacity and a virtually unlimited duration. The virtually unlimited duration of long-term memory explains why we can remember things from a very long time ago. And the virtually unlimited capacity explains why encoding something new to long-term memory does not require getting rid of something else. It's not like there is a box with finite space and only so many things will fit in. Long-term memory tends to be organized in semantic network theories, which we will look at in good time. Move on to the next video for more about Atkinson-Shiffrin's MultiStore Model of Memory. Keep working hard and have a psychedelic day.